Minecraft usually prides itself on having an overabundance of mobs, flowers, decorations, and wood types, but sometimes it's just not enough. The add-on that we're revealing in today's video is the Nature add-on by CodeStudios. It's currently rated 4.9 stars out of 5 stars from 7 reviews, and it currently costs 830 mine tokens, which is the equivalent of £3.99 in my local currency. It says add new trees, crops, flowers, and plants to any world with Nature add-on. 12 new wood sets to build with, ambient mobs, over 32 custom crops and plants. Let's get this add-on revealed. Did you know that Dazman plays games other than Minecraft? Head over to Dazman Plays and you'll see a complete catalogue of games that we play through from start to finish in long play videos, aiming for about an hour a video, start to finish, blind, playing through games and hopefully completing them. Or maybe you want to see Dazman react to a whole load of new content, whether it be other Minecraft content that doesn't appear on the main channel or other content in general. Then head over to the Dazman Reacts YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe to both and help both channels grow. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your boy, the Dazman, and we are back in a brand new creative world for the Nature add-on by CodeStudios. If you enjoy this add-on reveal, please do leave a like on the video. Drop a comment down below. Is there anything that wasn't answered? Is there any information that you might have that you can share with the community? And do you have anything that you want to clarify or correct? Please do let me know down in the comments, or just say hello. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that as well. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for your constant support. I'm absolutely amazed and it means so much. I really do appreciate it. We're going to start today like we always start these add-on videos, and that's by having a look at the guidebook. So before we get into having a look at the guidebook, which we've got here in my hand, let me just say there is one really annoying, there it is. There's one really annoying aspect of this add-on, and that is the mob sound. So there are insects in this world and they are annoying, and to the point that it's actually probably really good of the add-on. Like, it makes my skin crawl. It's so loud, it's so overpowering, it's so overbearing. I mean, I hate nature, right? I'm one person that just absolutely despises nature. I can't stand bugs and insects because of how noisy and how skin crawly they are. And this add-on captures that perfectly, whether intended to or not. Now, I mention that because there will be times while I'm reading this book where you're going to hear that really annoying sound. And I can't really do much about that, I'm afraid. So just letting you know, we have got a guidebook and we can open it up to get a menu here. And it says, Welcome in Nature add-on. Please select an option below to learn more. And then we've got a few different options here and we've got the exit button. So we're going to start with the About section. It says, experience the beauty of nature like never before. With this add-on, vibrant plants, majestic trees, lively insects, very lively insects, and much more to your own Minecraft world. Explore lush biomes from mystical swamps to sunlit plains and collect new materials for your own back garden. Let nature inspire your creativity and transform your world into an enchanted paradise. So apparently, according to this, there's actually new biomes in the world. I've had a brief flyover while setting up. I haven't seen any so far. I have seen a lot of wood types, but we'll check it out in the experience. We'll fly around and see what we can see. That'll be a little bit later. We've then got a section on crops and plants, which tells us information on the different crops and plants that we have in the game. So we've got tomatoes, corn, peppers, lettuce, pineapples, blueberries, and strawberries. And if we look into it, it just gives you some information on them, like lettuce is crisp and refreshing. Lettuce leaves bring a cool crunch to your meals. Separate the leaves in the crafting table to uncover the seeds nestled at the base. I feel like this is an in-law explanation of how you would get seeds from lettuce, but who knows? But there seems to be some backstory here. Quite nice in-law stories. We've then got the trees, and we've got the different trees available. It says throughout the world you can find various new tree species, and from each one you can craft almost any wood-based item. Additionally, you can convert 2 wood blocks into 2 log blocks, and we've got mango tree, orange tree, peach tree, cherry tree, coconut tree, willow tree, baobab tree, maple tree, redwood tree, jacaranda tree, chestnut tree, and ash tree. And then if we click into one at random, it says in cherry forests and across open plains, jacaranda trees dazzle with cascades of violet blooms, creating a surreal floral display. So it tells you sort of where each of them can be seen. It says the orange tree is a zesty and refreshing. Oranges deliver a bright splash of citrus flavor. Found scattered across the vast plains, their bright fruits stand out in the sun-drenched landscapes. Seems to me like a lot of the trees are spawning in lush biome, in plains biome, sorry. The coconut tree, coconuts hide a creamy surprise inside their hard shell, bringing a fun taste of the tropics. Harvest them from coconut trees. On the sandy shores of the beach, coconut trees stretch towards the sun, offering their prized fruits to all who visit. And the one thing I'm seeing here from this book is it tries to stay in character, tries to stay immersed in the world, give you some information on the fruits, the vegetables, whatever it is that you might get, while also trying to tell you information like where to find these trees or what to do with them. And I think that's quite creative. I think that's quite cool. It's very good to keep that immersion. Next up, we've got the botanic section. So throughout the forests, you may come across a new house among the trees. Inside, a botanic villager resides, specializing in plant-based goods. Sorry, I can't read. This villager offers new farming opportunities in exchange for valuable resources. You can also craft new bed variants like botanic beds using wool and newly introduced planks. So there is a whole new structure there in the botanic section. Then we have the flowers. So it says new plants will also add more color to your world. Each of them can be placed in an improved flower pot, and you can find its recipe in the vanilla recipe book. And we see here we've got lavender, hibiscus, lotus, hydrangea, which I know is not how you say that word, snapdragon, cosmos, and primrose. And if we click into snapdragon, it says whimsical snapdragons display dragon-shaped petals that add a playful touch to the garden. Again, keeping that immersion, not necessarily telling you where to find them, but just keeping some immersion in how it would describe it, like if you was at a gardening center and trying to look at the seeds that you would have, for instance. Then we've got insects, and this add-on says the world will feel more alive thanks to the presence of these small creatures. Alive and creepy, I would say. And we've got butterflies, dragonflies, fireflies, ladybugs, and ants. And if we click into one, it gives us a little brief thing about adorable and lucky. This red and black marvel flutters through the garden, a charming symbol of nature's whimsy. And I do appreciate this in-lore description. It's not the most helpful if you're trying to understand the add-on, trying to work out where things are, but it is quite a creative way of passing some information. And then other, it says here you'll find a collection of various additions to your game, enhancing the botanical quality of life. Every recipes you need can be found in the vanilla recipe book. And we've got a picnic basket, plate, picnic carpet, picnic table, hanging flower basket, mossy stone lantern, firefly lantern, stone path, mushroom on logs, rocks, and moss on top of logs. So a few different features added in here. Let's click on mushroom on logs. The trunks of new trees can be home to thriving mushroom colonies. I'd say give it a chance. If you're playing this add-on, have a look in this book in depth as you're being introduced to things. See how much of it is in lore, see how much of it is informational. But that's the book. And there's the bugs again. So let's go and have a look at all of the new blocks that are introduced in this add-on. So when it comes to blocks and the family of tree and wood that we're introduced into in this add-on, there is a lot of stuff added. There's about 12 different wood types, 12 different tree variants that we'll look at. One big glaring omission though, there are no stair blocks which I thought was very weird. Those insects are really going to get on my nerves. But we get a ton of different ones, and it's a consistent group that you get. So you end up with trapdoors, fence posts, gates, slabs, logs, stripped logs, leaves, planks, woods, which is the full-sided ones, and then you've got stripped wood there as well. And that comes across all 12 wood types. So we've got the coconut trapdoor, which we'll just have a flyover and show you guys all of these as a wandering trader spawns in. Very nice. It fits the theme of Minecraft, I think. It fits Minecraft quite well. We end up with willow wood here as well, coming through almost like a birch style when it's stripped. Not too bad at all. We then have the jacarandra or jacarandra ones, which is a nice bright purple. Almost feels like it would be at home in the end here. And I like the leaves on here too. Some good transparency and good use of the color purple, in my opinion. We've then got the redwood, which again, very nice. Unfortunately though, some of them I think miss an opportunity with the color of the leaves. That's just me, but some of them I think could do a bit different with the leaves. There is obviously no real changes in the designs or the faces of the blocks. Could you get off the trapdoor? Thank you. They haven't tried to reinvent the wheel or change up too much. It just is what it is there, to be honest. And it fits, like I say, the Minecraft world. We've got the peach trapdoor here for the rest of the peach family. Popping on through, not too bad. Quite simple leaf design there as well. Then we've got the stripped cherry wood and the cherry family. I really like this design here for the cherry wood itself, which I think is quite nice. A little bit blurry, but it's quite nice. And again, cherry leaves for me would have been very good here. But yeah, nice little family, nice consistency. We've then got the baobab, which honestly, before I started doing Minecraft add-ons, I had no idea was an actual thing. But baobab, here we go. Not too bad again there. Next up, we've got chestnut and just flying over. Again, kind of a boring green on the leaves. They've changed some colors. They've changed some green on some of the leaves as well, but just not enough for me, in my opinion. There is a bit of copy and paste and difference. So some of them have these creative trapdoor designs here, or like we'll see on the ash one. And then quite a few of them have this more bog standard design, like this orange one here, which very consistently stays orange. I quite like that. Again, missed an opportunity for the leaves here, but I like the orange usage there. Then we've got the ash family of wood. We're just going to carry on through here, almost like a cousin to the pale oak. Maybe not so devoid, maybe not so white, but very nice there with a fancy trapdoor. The penultimate one is maple as we go through here as well. Not too bad. And I like the autumnal colors of the leaves here. It's just quite basic, and that's not a bad thing here. 830 mine tokens. Do you want a little bit more bang for your buck? Maybe, but there is quite an abundance of stuff here. And even this being a lighter green feels nicer to me. And again, just consistent with Minecraft. And this one was, what one was this one? Sorry, this was the mango family. But there's quite a lot of blocks in each of the families here, and obviously there are a few tests that you do have to do with some of these blocks. So for instance, we'd have to go and get an axe, any axe it is, and we can just check on some of the logs. Do they strip as standard? Yes they do. Here as well, yes they do. You could even go a little bit further, go into game mode survival. Does it take the right amount or any amount of durability? Yes it does. So it's not completely free to take them off. Go back into creative here. Other tests that you can do, for instance, well, we could get ourselves a standard standard birch fence gate, try and just pile them side by side. Do we get any differences, any jankiness? Obviously, if we open a birch fence, we get a nice sound. What happens if we open a custom fence? Same sound, same effects. What happens if we put 3 fences next to each other, or gates, sorry, next to each other? Nothing too crazy. So they seem to work okay. What happens if we introduce an oak fence to the world? Joins up quite nice with a standard fence. What happens if we do custom standard? They join up quite well. Same again. Get a custom one. Just plonk this in here. works all fine there as well, which is very good. Do the trapdoors open and close? Yeah, they're working okay as well. So that's good to see right there. Some nice consistency, working well, doesn't seem to be too buggy. One more test that we can grab from here, just grab a wall. What happens if we put that there? Locks in nice. Now, weirdly, those lock in, which, if I'm not mistaken, isn't supposed to happen. We've got an oak fence, we've got an andesite wall next to each other. They're not interested. But if we was to put a birch fence there, they would connect. So that's how vanilla operates. And obviously, you can grab the oak fence, place that on top, and it would work. If I put an andesite wall next to a custom fence, they connect, which it shouldn't do because you end up with this jankiness here, how that happens there. But then if you put the wall next to a fence, they connect, but not in the right way, as it's supposed to do this kind of a connection, which is different to this kind of a connection. What happens if we introduce a fence on top? All right, so if we do it to the side, we get the right effect. If we do it to the top, we get the right effect, but not there. So we can connect it, but there is a bit of a jankiness in how they talk to each other. And then I guess another test that we can do, because we are looking to just test some things, is do weird blocks connect? So what happens if I put a torch? They don't connect. Does it sit on the top? It does. What happens if I put leaves? They connect. That's not what that's supposed to do, again, as we can see here. So a little bit of an issue there. And then flowers. What happens if, I'm going to need a grass block here. We do that. No, they don't connect. So that's good. So just a few little bit of bugs or, you know, jankiness that isn't really what you would have in the vanilla world, just to be aware of. But that's the main family of blocks. We do have a few other things going on, like down here, for instance, we've got doors, tons of doors, 12 doors, one for each family. We can do the test. They open and close easily. If I pick block here and I put it next to it, they connect to do the changing of the door opening sides, so that's good. Do they link with a vanilla door? Doesn't look like it. Does not seem to look like it. What happens if I connect? No, so they don't talk to each other at all there. So again, a little bit of jankiness. And another thing that I had here as well, the ash door is in my hand. If I go over to here and I try and pick the ash door, I get given another ash door instead of it stacking, which was another janky issue that I picked up there. But again, they feel Minecrafty in how they look. They don't break immersion. They're not too crazy in that sense, so that's good. We've got the beds here. As the bugs are annoying me again, that's quite a distance away from the noise, isn't it? We got the beds here, all with their own little designs. Matching the carpets here. Do you mind? Go away, please. I want to keep this in as well so you can see just how annoying that is. That either needs to be turned down or I'm not even sure. There's tons of those as well. That is so annoying. But we have the carpets. So with the carpets, we can see here, if I grab a vanilla carpet, for instance, and we place one down, they seem to be okay. They don't seem to be at different levels. That is really going to annoy me. Can I kill you? No, apparently I can't kill you because I can't catch you. But they don't seem to be at any different levels. One thing that was weird, though, if I place carpet underwater, like so, it's absolutely fine. If I grab a picnic carpet, it becomes like a solid block, which can't be waterlogged. So again, a bit more jankiness. These are the type of things that I was reliably told people are interested in when it comes to nature blocks. So I've been checking them out. One more thing as well, we've got boats. And another annoying insect. Go away, buddy. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. So we've got boats and we've got boats with chests coming through here. Are they drivable as standard? They are, yeah, they're fine. They do get onto the water level. That's cool. One other thing that I kind of noticed though, and I wonder if I can force it. Maybe not. But an insect was able to get into one of these boats, and I might not be able to show it here with a turtle, but an insect was able to get into a boat. and then was able to drive it. I don't think I'll be able to oh, there we go. Hang on. So he's turning the boat, which I don't think's standard, but then he doesn't seem to have any pathfinding once he's in the boat, which is good. But, and I'm skipping ahead a section here, if I grab, no, it was an ant, I think it was. That's a picnic table. There we go. An ant, which, by the way, is really ugly. Let me put it here. Very nasty. The ant has the pathfinding and can sail it, or at least he did in one instance. Yeah, look. And then he just takes off with it. So again, more weirdness there, which I think needs to be ironed out. But they're the blocks that we have introduced. They're all of the usage, the tools and whatnot. Let's have a look at the items next. Sorry, I've thrown myself a little bit with all the insects. But yeah, let's have a look at the items and the floral things that we get in this add-on. So we can have a look at the items that were introduced, and as part of that we can have a look at the flowers as well. So there was quite a few different items. We'll start with the foods that we get here. Now I've added a cactus in here for the first one, so if I place that down, we have a cactus flower, which we can add to the top. So we've got a little custom cactus flower introduced. Very nice, very pretty indeed. Next up we have lettuce, which acts as food. We have lettuce seeds because we can grow it. We have cherry, which also acts as food. We've got a coconut, another piece of food there as well. We've got this thing called a lotus. You can't eat it. You can place it down on water, and it has a flower in that instance, but it doesn't have a flower in every instance, because I ended up with this, which I then couldn't place. So that was annoying when I broke it. Kind of bugged out a little bit. But if we get another one, and apparently they either don't stack or they're one use, even in creative. But weirdly, they seem to be flowering now. When I did it in a test, they were just giving me lily pads. Let me throw that away because I didn't have that when I tried it. And I was somewhere over here. Yeah, then they placed down as lily pads. So it was weird. And then when I broke it, nothing. But I am in creative, so that'll probably do it. So sometimes you get actual lotus flower lily pads. Sometimes you just get standard lily pads. So just bear that in mind. We have corn, which is a food. We have corn seeds so that we can grow it ourselves. We have a mango, very nice, from obviously the mango tree. We've got a light sack, which if I tap it on a block, does that. Okay, I'm not really sure what that is. I suppose we can have a look really quickly if we can find it in crops and plants. Is it somewhere here? No. What do you do with this thing then? Flowers? No, no light sack there. What about if we go into other? Firefly lantern, no mention of a light sack there either. So I don't know what this thing is, really. No idea. I don't know if it's supposed to be an insect. Why would it be? But firefly maybe. No, I've got no idea what this block is, I'm afraid. And it doesn't really tell me easily. So just, yeah, we have a light sack and it does some weird effect. We've got peaches, which are food. We've got peppers, which is food. We'll see if it gives us an effect. It doesn't. There's seeds so that we can grow our own peppers. We've got mushroom, which we can't eat. We've got a glowing mushroom, which we can't eat. Can we place it down in daytime? We can place it down in daytime. And there seems to be variation to it. Little blue and purple. Okay, what about this other one? Let's see. Standard mushroom. Can be placed down in daytime. And there seems to be a few variants to that as well. Bit at random. Does it matter what block you're on? No. The variation isn't block specific. So that's cool. Next up then we have an orange. Another fruit to eat. We've got strawberries. More food. We've got pineapple. More food. And these pineapples can be grown with pineapple seeds. And then we've got tomatoes and tomato seeds to grow those as well. So an abundance of food there. Very nice indeed. We've then got this thing here, which is called a hanging flower basket. Now to place this down, you need to have a block on top. It doesn't just place down on its own. So let's grab one of these. We'll place it here. And if I'm facing here, it doesn't do anything. If I'm facing the block, you can place it. But one thing I noticed with this is it's hard to break. And also, it doesn't seem to be directional. Doesn't matter what way you're facing, it only places in the one direction. So that's a little bit restrictive, a little bit annoying. What else do we have here? So we've got flowers. We've got the snapdragon, the lavender, cosmos, the hydrangea, I don't know how you say that word. We've got primrose, hibiscus, and then the mushrooms. And if we see hibiscus, slight variations to them as well when you place them down. Primrose, yep, variations as well. Hydrangea, variations. Cosmos, variations. Lavender, variations. And snapdragons, variations as well. So that's nice. I like the ideas of variation. I do like variation. I think variation is a very good addition. Makes the world seem bigger. Over here, we've also got this, which is overgrown moss, which you can place down on quite a lot of logs, quite a lot of blocks, to be honest. Transparent blocks, normal blocks. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's quite cool. We've also got these things here that grow on the side, which are mushroom logs. Now, I've put it on a sand block to show it, and there is variation to them. You place them on the side, and it just cycles through the variations to see what you get. Needs to be 2 different variations and a random placing of them. And I've most seen them on trees like that. So just bear in mind, that's how you'll see those. And then lastly then, or almost lastly, we've got this mossy stone lantern, which you can just place down. Doesn't place down on top of that, but it will place down on that. Doesn't seem to be any variation, he says, with a question mark. Seems to be the same thing. We've got rocks on here, which do have variation at times. There definitely was variation. Yeah, there you go. It's not block specific, but there are variations to that. And then you have this thing called stone path, which you can place down, and it will just give you like a stone pathing effect, which is always nice. Little patio effect, maybe. Not bad. We have an improved flower pot, which it said you can put custom flowers in, which means I wanted to check that. I know I'm ticking off quite a lot of different checks and running through here quite fast, but I just wanted to have a little look. So we've got standard one. Okay, so a standard flower pot, you cannot place a custom plant in. What if I tried to put a vanilla plant in an improved flower pot? Yes, so you can put vanilla plants in the improved flower pots, but you can't put custom plants in the vanilla flower pot. To keep that in mind as well. There seems to be quite a lot of restrictions on this. And then lastly, we have the picnic basket, which I can't seem to pick up. Grass block, no, I can't seem to pick it up. But once you place it down, is it a single place item? No, you can break it in creative and place it back down, and it seems to only place in one direction. Doesn't matter how you're standing, which is annoying as well, so that's upsetting. But those are the items. I have to say, all the restrictions, all of the kind of bugs and issues that we're getting going forward, it's not the most positive feeling for me flying through. Let's have a look at the mobs now, and then we'll look at the experience, and in the experience I'll look at how growing all of the trees works as well. But let's start with the mobs. So for the mobs, we've already spoken about some of the issues with the insects that have been apparent in the video, but for the mobs we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 insects. We've got 1 what I think is a villager, and then we've got 3 which seem to be entity versions of blocks. So we'll start with the insects. This is going to get very noisy. So we have the dragonfly, has that buzzing sound as it goes. No variation to it, which is upsetting. I'm gonna have to fly away. You know what, let me do the rest over here. We'll have a butterfly next. Place that down. Okay, just the fluttering wings, no buzzing from the butterfly. There is color variation there, so that's good. We've got ants, which just, they're nasty. Like, in the best way possible, these are nasty. Okay, I like these because of how nasty they are. They work for me. We've then got ladybugs. Also has that annoying buzzy buzz buzz. All buzz, no light year, apparently. No color variations. And then lastly, we've got fireflies, which I'm going to take over here really quickly next to this custom tree. Fireflies. Again, they feel like they work in Minecraft. They feel like they fit. Just that sound needs to be fixed. That sound has to be one of the most annoying sounds ever. It makes me uncomfortable, which is how insects make me feel in general. So maybe it works, but it's not great at all for the game and being comfortable. We've got botanic, then we've got firefly lantern, picnic table, and plates. So we're going to start with the picnic table first over here. Next to what I think this is some blueberries. Yeah, that's a blueberries block right there. So that's what happens when you try to grow the blueberries. They become a blueberries block in creative. So we've got plates. We'll place these down. You can, if you try to place them on top of each other, you end up doing that. But there's the plates. And then we've got a picnic table there. So it's an entity. The shadow apparently tells us it's an entity. Can I place a plate on top? No, but I can sit on it. If I crouch, no. You can't place the picnic. You can't place the plate on top of the picnic table, but you can sit at the picnic table. Does that mean then that I can sit on a plate? No. No, I can't sit on a plate. That's good. And then lastly then, we've got the firefly lantern, which again is another entity. It just has some fireflies in there. I'm not sure if you can capture fireflies. At this point, I'm not even really sure I care too tough. Others... Let's see, Firefly Lantern. Let this mystical lantern enchant your garden. No mention on if you can capture them. But they're nice, just it being an entity is a problem, I guess. Then last but not least, we have the Botanic Spawn Egg. You can see some more custom trees generating in over here. But the Botanic, it's just a villager. Okay, fits Minecraft. It's a trader. Level 1 novice, level 2 apprentice, and it seems to be a farmer. But it's a botanic using custom trades. Interesting. It works. Not too bad, but I have to say, anytime I have to interact with the insects bugs me a lot. Pun intended. And I don't really like entities, I'm afraid. So let's go and see the experience. Let's grow the trees. Let's see how they look when they grow. And then let's just fly over a few biomes and see what we're getting. And maybe go and visit the botanic house as well. So I thought I'd start this section by killing all of the entities around. So that's killed off all the boats, that's killed the firefly lanterns, it's killed the table and the plates, but a lot of stuff still remains. So that's cool. That's very good to know. Not too much has been destroyed, but there we go. Okay, so inside this chest, I came prepared. I have, once I get rid of all of these blocks, every one of the saplings for the custom trees. And I have bone meal, so we'll be able to test these and spawn a few of these in. So we'll start with the orange sapling. Let's bone meal this. There we go. And we've got a custom tree here. We've got some hanging oranges down. Not bad. Massive tree. Very nice. I'm sure as well that if we spawn a couple, we'll get a couple shapes in. I'll do it a few times just to see what different shapes are. There we go. Not a massive amount of shape difference, but I believe there is some difference to the shape. The overabundance of leaves makes it very difficult to see, but it's not bad. Not hating that at all. Very nice. What if we go over here with the willow sapling? We're just going to see what's going on here. Seeing some custom trees up in that cherry biome as well. So they are like spawning or rendering in or whatever the term is, generating quite well. Here we go. And there's some logs on the side. So this is the willow tree. Let's get another one in. I'll probably be the last variance check that we have. Mine might be a bit too close. There we go. Okay, no problem growing next to each other. Not bad. All right, looks nice. Fits in. Maybe a little bit too big for some of the trees, but we've only just checked 2. At the moment, I'd say they fit quite well. Redwood trees. Okay, starts off fat at the bottom, thins out at the top. Not bad. They do follow the kind of theme of what you see custom tree builders build with. They don't follow a Minecraft tree design. They do look how a custom tree builder would more likely build some of these. We also get the custom generation of the rocks as well as we're flying around, just to show those off as well. You see them spawning in, generating in as we fly over. So next up then we have the ash tree. We'll spawn that in. Yeah, not bad. It works, I guess. It's a tree. Those are bugs. Next up we got baobab. We'll go for the baobab tree. Weird little sapling there. Grows in. Happy to grow on the edge of a block there. Pops up. That is a massive tree. Wow. The branches at the top. I like the size of this. I don't necessarily like... There's mangrove wood in there as well, which is weird. I don't necessarily like the top of it. I like the size, though. I think that's quite cool. Let's get rid of those. Baobab. Next up, we're going to have a cherry sapling, which I thought would be up in the cherry blossom biome. Spawn that in. Either it takes a large amount or... There we go. Oh. So I liked that log block on its own. As a tree, it's a bit too blurry. It's a bit low quality. We'll go up there and have a look. That does look like that's actually up there as well, actually. So that's cool, but not my favorite tree there. Next up, we're going to have a chestnut tree. Spawn that in. Okay, good shape. Good shape. Massive abundance of wood, though. You're not going to have any problem with wood. Although without stairs, very limiting to build with. Next up, we're going to have coconuts. Now, we've seen these on the beach in passing. Very tall, very straight and narrow. Okay, I like that effect of them falling over, though. That's cool. And then, lastly, we've got, what, 5 more to go? We'll start with a jacaranda. These people, the words I can never say. Here we go. Spawn that in big and purple. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're looking at trees, right? Trees are trees, aren't they, to be honest? But they're not bad. Let me know what you guys think. You guys play the game a lot more than I do. Do these trees feel Minecrafty? Do they feel good? Do they not? Let me know. This is a mango tree. Spawn that in. Again, yeah, all right, cool. It's a standard tree, really. Next up, maple. Go up here. Now, I'm noticing a lot of these have got... Oh, that one doesn't. That's a thinner spire. But a lot of them have fat trunks. Good autumnal colour there as well. Not bad. Then we've got peach. Put this next to an ant because ants are quiet. And up. Thank you. I'm stuck in a tree. I'm very much stuck. There we go. Yeah, that kind of overgrown feel. It all feels quite a bit samey. You've seen it once. You've seen it 1,000 times. Last then, we've got the orange tree. So let's pop this one down. I don't think I did this. Orange tree. I may have done this. But yeah, again, just kind of samey really. So those are the trees. Those are what all of those look like. If we fly around a little bit, I'll just show you how they generate in. You guys like to see the world generations and see if things get cut off by biomes and stuff. So no mention of anything growing in the nether. No mention of anything growing in the end. So I don't think we need to go and check there. Maybe we could. Maybe we won't. I don't think we will. We've got the cherry blossoms next to... what I think is an ash tree up there. And then we've got cherry trees on the edge here too. Definitely growing in abundance. Adding colour. That purple down there. Not overbearing. Doesn't seem to wipe out birch or oak or any other style. Doesn't immediately expose or... Look, over there, you got the baobab trees there as well. It doesn't seem to... it doesn't immediately... restrict other trees from growing, which I think is very good. And so I've flown over for a little bit longer as well, and unfortunately, while I haven't seen vast biomes worth of trees and brand new biomes that are alluded to in the book, I did find the botanic house right here, spawning in. Not necessarily in a forest either, just in a treed area, which I suppose you could say is what a forest is, but it's not exactly a forest biome. And then we pop here and we've got the botanic villager in here, and there seems to be more than one. So if we pop in here right now, I've actually got two. Nice little family sharing a single bed. Interesting. But we've got the botanic here with some peppers, a tree in here as well, and then just pop around here. This is what the house seems to look like. Don't know why he's got cobwebs up there. You got an insect problem, I think. But that's it, really. I mean, look, we do have some purple trees around here. Just having that fly over. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have massive amounts of biome changes. They're just trees scattered around from the best I can see. But I could be wrong. But yeah, I mean, that's what it is, really. I'm a bit annoyed that there's no stairs. There has to be stairs in the wood family. They're such an important building block. Change the insect noise. That's annoying. There's a few bugs that we've seen, and I don't mean the insects here, but with the like fence posts and stuff, you see that in quite a few of these style of add-ons, apparently. So I don't hold it against you, but do try and get that fixed. And then the entities, they don't interest me either. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What do you think of this add-on? As I was going through, I felt myself getting a bit more negative, so I do apologize. I hope you guys were able to see some stuff from it. I hope I was able to show off enough. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this, and please do hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Just a little bit of an update. So Thursday, the 29th of May, there won't be a texture pack review. I think I'm going to take Thursday the 29th and Friday the 30th of May off on the main channel. I've got content on other channels already done, but I'm going to take those 2 days off. I'm going to return on the 31st of May for my birthday stream. So I hope you guys will enjoy and join me. 4 p.m. Saturday, the 31st of May. Obviously, if it's not the 31st of May, you can ignore that. But do come over, say hello, wish me a happy birthday in stream. That would be great. But I'm going to take 2 days off, get myself in the right headspace. Don't really enjoy birthdays, so get myself in the right headspace for the stream. And I hope you guys will be there. Thank you for watching, everybody. Peace!